Hey guys, welcome to The Jab. So in this episode, we talk a little bit about Stan Lee, fires, Boy Scouts are being sued by who? Who? Dying, and how CBD could better your overall health, a little bit of R. Kelly,
Bodies in the air.
and we end on confrontation.
What'd you say?
So guys, stay tuned, it's going to be a good one.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, yo, kid.
Watch out for the jab.
So what kind of a world is it going to be without Stan Lee around? Honestly, I feel like in the last, 15 or 20 years, he hasn't really made anything new. Like, he did all of his cool stuff. Not to discredit Stan Lee, but he did all of his cool stuff a long time ago. Now he's just kind of coasting off of movie rights.
Okay, so he was the starter of Marvel,
Yeah.
and he created all the,
I'm assuming so, yeah.
everything.
He probably had some help at some point, but,
But, he
most
was
of it,
the man
Yeah, he was
behind
the
it.
dude.
Yeah, he was the main creator of Spider-Man, Iron Man, all that shit, all the Avengers shit. So
he did a lot of drugs.
I wonder. I mean, a lot of those comics are very they're old.
Yeah, imagination to the point.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
max.
seriously.
If you can think of 3 characters from anything
Yeah.
and they all blow up,
Right.
Yeah.
that's an
But he definitely had some
accomplishment.
help. For sure. For sure, Z's. You know, I thought he was, I saw a picture of him, and for some reason I thought it was Hugh Hefner at first. They look alike. You notice the difference? There's a likeness.
It's a mustache
Yeah.
difference.
Minus the pajamas.
Yeah. Stanley probably had pajamas somewhere.
I want some pajamas.
I thought it was cool. In every one of the Marvel movies, Stan Lee had a cameo
Yeah.
where he was my favorite one. It was one of the Spider-Man ones. He said he looked up and he's like, "Wow, I guess one man really can make a difference." And I feel like that's cool. That can stay with him and say something about his life after he's gone. You know, he made such a difference, and
Yeah.
he's probably such an inspiration to other people who make comics. And I don't know, just seeing so many people were showing respect online and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it sounds like
everyone.
I'm waiting for the scandal. Once a person dies, you'll cover all their dirty little secrets. I'm waiting for it. Just give it a month.
I think he's just a dirty old man.
Yeah, he's an old man. The dirty is kind of up.
He lived to 95. That's really
Yeah.
impressive.
He's seen some shit. He's definitely done some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a layer where the Iron Man suit is and all
And
that shit.
he's
Oh,
not
I'm
even.
sure he does.
It's real.
He's not even dead. He's just in the Iron Man suit.
What guy wasn't Walt Disney frozen?
yeah.
Yeah, but that didn't really. He's dead.
But he's still frozen
Yeah, but he's a dead, powerless, frozen body.
until they can figure out a cure. Jordan,
But he's still
keep the dream alive.
Yeah, what if they unfroze him and then just resuscitated his heart? And
No,
he's
he'd just
alive?
be a blob of melted.
What if he
bio.
woke up terrified? Just what the fuck?
Yeah, remember we were talking about on a different episode, when Captain America got unfrozen, how
yeah.
he was it's not racist world anymore.
Yeah.
Walt Disney, I think, was really racist. So he's he comes out probably if his estate or his entities that money still belongs to him, everything from Disney. Can you imagine? Money wasn't shit back when he died. Just waking up to billions of dollars.
Dude,
Holy shit.
Disney just started a new streaming service like Netflix. Disney has it, Disney Plus.
Wow.
Yeah, so he'd be rolling in it.
Dude, everyone's starting to do all that stuff. Even getting a podcast or a TV show or something, the Smiths. They have
Will
the
Smith?
round table talk. Willow
Oh,
and
yeah.
the wife.
Yeah.
And John
Oh,
Mayer
yeah,
just got his
sorry.
own IG TV show.
Nice.
Yeah, 14,000 people tuned in the first 10 minutes, dude.
Dude, John Mayer's the shit.
Yeah.
He is interesting.
Everyone's getting on it, dude.
You know, I feel like we could really use a superhero in real life. I would love to see that. Could you imagine what it'd be like if some dude's just flying around?
What's your ideal superhero that would help you?
like
what would,
just me?
or
a
just
superhero
in a
catered to
situation
me?
that you can see yourself in and you would call, or he'd
Like
show
a car
up.
accident, he rips the door off and pulls me out or something.
Okay, so something
Gives me money.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think a superhero that could do really well right now is Aquaman, because he could help with all the fires.
Of course you would. Oh, I thought you were gonna go to the environment. I'm sorry. The answer was already.
Well,
coming
I
out of
mean,
my
yeah,
mouth.
that is saving the environment.
Aquaman though.
But
I guess.
I mean,
But is he useful out of the water?
I'm thinking of a problem that a lot of people are facing right now, where we could use a superhero
The Five.
and someone who could do something with water. because like LA is close enough to the coast where you could probably just
Okay,
like, but
yeah.
that might be like tsunami action. I don't really know.
That
much
could be
about
problematic
Aquaman.
in its own
So
way.
I mean, Kim K and Kanye, they might be superheroes.
no.
They're providing water.
Kanye did say he was a superhero.
He's saved multiple homes from burning down.
Yeah,
in
they
his
like
neighborhood.
they hired private firefighters, which is cool.
That's
I
a
mean,
cool job.
That's something with like money. It's crazy that they've proved that they can do more than what the world is, or not
Yeah.
the world, but America is doing right now. Because like, didn't Trump say like he doesn't want to send people
Yeah,
there?
he was saying it was LA's fault for the fires, and they were like not prepared, and all the money that they do have is not being used right. So he's cutting off the National Guard to help the fires.
It's weird because like
That's so
LA is a
crazy.
part of the country you run. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your responsibility still. It's like no, it's LA's fault.
It comes back to like teams. Everyone, it's not just one big one thing. It's always like
tribes inside the
separated.
tribe.
Yeah, and it sucks. It's just like, hey, that's the U.S.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that Santa Claus movie? You know how there's like the
Which one?
The one with Tim Allen.
Yeah, there was 3 of them.
The
The first one. Yeah, I've seen the first
with
one.
like the Santa Claus is like a special crew of elves that comes in, like the
Yeah,
top.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm picturing these firefighters. They're that special crew of elves that come in.
Like they're like FBI kind of.
Yeah, they're like FB elves.
Yeah.
You ever feel like you know what's weird is like there's that stigma that firefighters are all like these ripped people.
Mm-hmm.
Every firefighter that I've met in real life is like a fat dude,
Yeah,
like a fat gelatinous, like just round dude.
I've met 2.
Firefighters? Mm-hmm. Fat?
Nope,
Ripped?
ripped.
Mm.
That's
Are you-
it.
Are you familiar with like firefighter cooking culture at all?
No.
So there's a bunch of dudes living in a house, and they like take a lot of pride in their cooking. So they'll like take turns doing different things. Like one day people get the groceries, and someone will do like the dishes and stuff like that, and people will cook. But there's a lot of, from what I've heard and seen on TV and stuff like that, there's a lot of competition with other like precinct firefighters. So like who has the best like,
Cook-offs?
food? Yeah, like chili cook-offs are really popular with firefighters.
Wow.
I mean, like if you're just waiting for something to happen, like I'm bored eat, you know.
Definitely board eating.
I feel like the ripped ones probably work out in their free time, and then the fat ones just bored
cook.
eat.
Do they? I think they did away with the firefighting pole. I don't
That's
think
what I
it's
was
a
gonna
thing
say.
anymore.
That's too bad. That's
Yeah.
classic.
Narrow holes.
It's
There's
probably, yeah, it's
elevators
probably
now.
not safe.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Probably.
I would just take the stairs.
Like if you're
fire hazard.
If you're not athletic enough to slide down a pole for 10 or so feet, you shouldn't be fighting fires.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah.
Slid down a firefighter pole?
hmm And I used the hose before.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you
I've
a
been in the
firefighter?
truck.
There was a guy like holding part, like helping. But it was like a thing for school.
Yeah, I went like 4th grade field trip.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what's funny about that is I remember it very well because the firefighter was one of the kids in the class's dad, and all the kids that went up like before me were just kind of like squirting in one spot. Like, but when I had it, I was like moving it around and like fucking this tree up. And he's like, "Whoa, you're a real go getter, aren't you?" And, like, I've always remembered that. Like that's one part of my life where I've always felt like it. Like I felt like it is a good indicator of like my personality. Like I'm gonna fuck this tree up.
Yeah.
You're doing something totally different.
Yeah, because he's trying to like keep me in one spot. I'm like pulling it. I'm like, I want to get those leaves over there.
Was it like pretty safe for everyone? Like how old
Yeah.
you were in like
I was
4th
little,
grade?
dude. I was
Yeah.
probably like 2nd grade, maybe. It was
Damn.
small.
That's oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they must have really like had it and
Yeah,
just like let you hold the front.
Yeah, he was like holding most of it, and I just had like this little handle, and I was just pulling it because I wanted to get the tree. I thought I'd knock all the leaves off the tree. That
Yeah,
was my
kill
goal.
the tree.
It didn't happen.
Do you think he was like annoyed when he said that? Like, wow, you're a real go getter. Like,
I don't
give me
know.
this shit.
I think he was impressed.
Nice.
Man,
Nice.
He recruit you?
no
I could see you being a firefighter.
Yeah.
mustache. It's just the mustache. That's it.
Cook mean
This
chili.
is
And
this,
the firefighter
This is for
outfit
the show. This is what I did this for.
show.
Yeah, when we start to record the show, the
I
Fire
can't
the Cop
wait.
show,
Mm.
or the news show. Mustache works both ways.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna incorporate them.
Everybody loves a mustache.
For real.
Not
We
everybody.
should all go mustache November.
Dude, it took way too long for me to even get this shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Never shaving
Fair
it.
enough. Fair
I
enough.
feel so like attached to my beard. Remember last year
Yeah.
you came up from Texas to visit us, and I had a mustache,
Yeah.
and like right before that I like shaved my beard off, and honestly like I felt lost. Like I felt like I lost a huge part of my identity because you know I've had a beard now for like 4 years.
Yeah.
So when you just like lose it, like I felt like I wasn't me.
Like you
I
went through
look.
mourning?
Sometimes I'd forget, then I'd look in the mirror.
And stare out the
At
window,
first I would just
listening
start-
to sad music.
At first I started like just laughing every time I saw myself in the mirror. I was like, "Oh my god, that looks ridiculous."
The mustache?
Yeah,
Thanks.
I looked like Italian as hell, like Mario.
Is that the picture that you have on your phone with you have like a hat on?
Yep, mustache. Yeah. Yeah, but then like towards the end of it, I got used to it, but I just like I still didn't feel like myself.
Yeah.
But then I got it back, and I just
Mustaches
never
are
thought about
fun.
it.
It's
Mustaches
just fun.
are fun. I just wish I could grow my beard back a little faster. Like I think it took like a month
Yeah.
for it to get full.
Jordan's lucky because his grows back in like 3 days.
Yeah, I'm a hairy man. Just in my
Yeah.
face, though.
So.
Yeah.
That's where it counts.
Yeah.
Mm,
Where
Maybe.
else would it count? I mean, head hair is most
Butt
important
hair?
to me.
I won't say
I
on
feel
the
like you have a hairy ass.
hairy ass McGee.
Like I feel like that hair on your ass is like equivalent to your arm.
Do I have hairy arms?
Yeah.
Oh, I have hairy legs.
And a hairy ass, apparently.
I would say as far as importance of where hair goes, I would say head is number 1, face is 2, and then everything else is kind of whatever.
I'm just glad I don't have chest hair.
Is it because you shave it?
Hell yeah.
You have to.
No, it
So that
doesn't. It's
counts,
not.
then you still
But
have
it's
chest.
not. It's not as like bad as some people that I've seen. Like
Yeah.
it's not. If I didn't shave it, it wouldn't be like a bush.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I
Tfue?
don't have that.
T-Fruit, that dude had a hairy chest.
Like Burt
Seriously
Reynolds.
hairy. Yeah, too much.
Too much.
But there was a time though, like Burt Reynolds' hairy chest was famous.
That famous picture of him laying on
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
That's just too much hair, dude. Oh.
You have to be a certain age, I think, to just
Like
rock that.
yeah, like
and,
player
and
old-
confidence.
Just hairy.
Like
Yeah,
a newsman.
Just being a young hairy guy is like weird.
It's funny how like back then like bushes were so much more acceptable. And now they're just kind of like, oh, whoa, what are you doing?
So, yeah.
On men or women or both.
I don't know about on men. I haven't seen many men bush. I haven't come across that very much.
I just
but
didn't know if you were saying like the general reaction.
I don't know
to
how
Bush.
girls feel about man bush.
I don't either.
I've heard mixed reviews.
I assume they want some sort of care. Like they can't just be
Yeah.
anarchy down there.
I've came across girls like groomed, but not too groomed.
Yeah,
Like-
I've heard shaved is weird.
Yeah, where it's just nothing. It's
Wait,
like,
they want you shaved or
No,
not
like
shaved,
trimmed.
Trimmed.
trimmed? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's
But
fair
like
enough.
shaved makes it seem like it's like you're like not as manly.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh, this took a.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about trimming your pubes,
So what did you take from this podcast?
yeah, pube
Oh, yeah.
trimming.
There we go.
Speaking of genders, what do you guys think about the whole like Boy Scout Girl Scout deal going on right now?
It's very interesting.
From what I've
Dude,
seen.
Al, can you bring up that video you were showing earlier? Can you bring that up?
Seaway.
You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout. In the name Boy Scouts.
Ooh. Sick burn.
Because this is a very because for all of human history, boy meant boy and girl meant girl. Boy did not mean girl. And if I call you a moose, are you suddenly a moose? Okay, if I redefine our
Damn.
terms.
Dick
No,
move.
yes, that's right. Men and women are a completely different thing.
He's called
This
her
is true.
moose?
Have you ever met a man or a woman? They're completely different.
He's going in.
It's not a thing. It's genders. It's not saying you're
Okay,
I love how
that?
quiet
don't
Jordan is
understand.
over
Why-
there.
Okay,
I'm
let
just
me ask you
waiting.
this. Okay, I won't ask you how old.
So, do you guys hate the girl or the guy in that video more?
Hate?
Yeah, I hate.
That's
I
a
hate
big
that.
word.
I hate that.
Why do you hate that girl?
Because I just feel like it is as simple as like Boy Scouts should be for boys and Girl Scouts should be for girls. Like it's just dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is stemming from the Boy Scouts suing the Girl Scouts, right, for using the word scout.
Is that
Really?
really what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how this started. The first suing came from the Boy Scouts because Girl Scouts used the word scout in their name. And now the Boy Scouts are like counter suing, saying like, well, Girl Scouts can't join Boy Scouts. And that's where that interview came in. So she was arguing, why can't Girl Scouts join Boy Scouts? So I don't know. It seems like
Well,
I bet that girl was never a Girl Scout.
and the Boy Scouts took boy out of their name.
So there's Scouts of America, right?
Yeah, it's just Scouts now. So
hate
there's no
that.
gender.
oh, so maybe that's why like they want Girl Scouts to change their name too.
I
But
think.
it seems like just petty, you know?
Stupid.
Yeah.
That
I-
dude was definitely a Boy Scout.
Well,
for
the Boy
sure.
Scouts have been like problematic in the past too, so I think there was tension leading up to that, like hating gay people and stuff.
It's what sucks is teams once again. Like
Yeah.
everyone wants to be on a team. It sucks that like maybe they dropped the name Scouts so that everyone could be in it if there was someone who was wondering if they're a boy or a girl or something like that. And now they're giving them like a way to be just equal. And someone else has to be upset about it. It
What,
just sucks.
what do you guys feel about that though? Do you think that it's okay? Do you think it should be girls who just Scouts?
Well, I just think so. They're completely different entities. So to try to take something away from the Girl Scouts because you changed your name, like, doesn't really make sense to me. I like if the Boy Scouts change their name to Scouts of America and anyone can join them, but now they're saying girls can't join them. Like, what? I just don't understand.
I think that was an older clip.
The interview we
because
just
she
played?
did say something about 2017 in it.
Okay.
So it was a previous clip. It just shows like the hatred of.
It's just
the
such
sides.
a weird beef, you know. Like they're just kids.
Well,
Like,
I think that Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts should be separate because we're learning to be different things.
Yeah.
You know, like Boy Scouts is about learning how to be a man, and Girl Scouts is I don't know what it's about because I'm not a girl, and then I don't know anything about it.
And I agree, it should be separate. Like I like the fact that there's girls and Boy Scouts because like growing up, that was like the way the boys could do their thing and the girls could do their thing, and it was like fun. So I get that, but it just sucks that like maybe the Boy Scouts were just trying to like fit in 2018, and someone has to hate.
Yeah.
But
do you have any?
would I
issue
put my kids in it? No.
Into Boy Scouts?
Either.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, I wasn't in it. I didn't really want to be in it, unless they wanted to like build forts and shit. And
You know, I was gonna join the like Cub Scouts, and I went to the first meeting. I was super excited about it, and then the next time, my parents wouldn't let me wear sandals because it was winter, and I just cried. I had a fit, and I never went, and then I just never joined it.
Do you
because of
regret?
sandals.
You're a resilient little guy.
Sometimes, like I've heard stories of people in it, and like the camping stuff sounds cool. Like my family never went camping, but when I was old enough to do it on my own, I went camping. I loved it. So I might have missed out on something that I could have learned a long time ago. But I don't regret the way I turned out because I didn't join. I think that's where you're going. You're saying like I turned out fine. Like I was in the Scouts.
a lot of people that I knew in the Boy Scouts, I wasn't friends with any Boy Scouts.
I
I didn't
know a few
really hang out with any people that were in the Boy Scouts.
They rollerbladed instead of biked. I thought that was weird.
All of them? Was
Most
it
of
like
them.
a rule?
A good group of them rollerbladed instead of bike. You'd see them rollerblading around with their outfits on.
I remember seeing them go
Really?
to school with their vests on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. By the time, our kids are that age, like it's gonna be so different than by the time we were like in school.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
It's like completely different things. So we'll see. Do you have like any issue with there being just like a co-ed like scout?
Yeah, I think it should be separate.
Like but there shouldn't be an option for people if they.
I don't know. Maybe, sure, yeah.
But why though? Why can't like there be an option where girls can hang out with boys and do that? Like,
Or transgenders.
yeah, or like whatever,
I
Whatever
guess,
they
yeah.
identify as.
We'll make a separate group.
Okay.
Boy Scouts, Girl
So
Scouts,
then-
and then just Scouts.
And then the ones over here.
Then you can decide.
But that's like, why does everything have to be so divided? I get like what you're saying. Like if it's like
It makes sense.
you feel that boys should get like man skills. I get that for sure. But like we really have to like sue each other over it and shit. Like it just seems so petty. Like that's the thing is I think like it's just like a dick swing contest or vagina swing contest. I don't know, but like that's just a phrase. But it's just like everyone just like this is my thing. Like I started and this is what I stand for. It's like it's just about the kids. That's what it should be about.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
why
their
it's even a big
experiences.
deal. Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't matter. None of this matters to kids. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
None of this matters.
I
It's
wonder what
adults.
side, like, say you had a boy and a girl, and then, like, they're beefing, right? What side do you take as a parent? Like, do you support the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts?
Probably.
Are you able to do that?
Just pull them both. Just back out.
Just leave.
But like, is it really? So it sounds like there's issues with the names, which I think
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then there's also the issue of now that girls can't join Boy Scouts.
So the Girl Scouts are mad because the Boy Scouts are now recruiting girls.
The Girl Scouts are mad that the Boy Scouts are recruiting girls.
Are recruiting girls.
So it's taking kids away from their
Yeah.
program.
Or just money.
Yeah,
Taking
for
money.
sure. But like, is this why
But the
is this
boys-
for profit?
But the Boy Scouts make way less money than the Girl Scouts, I would imagine.
Oh, because of the
knows,
cookies.
The cookies, dude. That campaign by
The
itself.
Boy Scouts sell something, don't they?
What do they sell?
Popcorn.
Like 3 different things came to mind that was like, that's appropriate.
I was waiting for you. I was like, it's all the Illuminati, dude.
I wonder how profitable Boy Scouts really is. Like, do you think there's some CEO at the top who just got like a yacht and a private jet, and he's like,
I mean, it sounds like it. Because if this was truly like not for profit, like why would you care? It's just like bringing less money in.
not for profit's a weird phrase because I feel like that's not like they're profiting. Like when they say something's not for profit, but those people all make money.
It
you know?
depends. I mean, like, yeah, a lot of those not for profits, like some of the proceeds will go to the people who are working, but it's not like they're. Yeah, I guess I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the
Like, they're still CEOs of those companies.
CEO of like Red Cross is hella
Yeah.
rich, like so rich. But I don't know. It kind of goes back into why
Whoa.
50 million? All right, so we're looking at a chart here that says that the Boy Scouts in 2011, their annual changes in net assets was about 22 million, right?
Yeah.
And in 2012, it was up to 50 million.
And what was the girls?
Girl Scouts, it looks negative. Oh, these graphs are confusing.
Yeah, but the Boy Scouts are still above on all of them. So Boy Scouts make more money than the Girl Scouts.
50 million is a lot. I could see why.
No, yeah. Hey, the man does it better.
Yeah, that's what I said. Boy Scout popcorn versus Girl Scout cookies. I knew it was popcorn.
Popcorn?
Yeah, it's like specialty popcorns.
Like the caramel corn?
Ooh. Gotta get the specialty popcorn. That's the shit my grandma would give me for Christmas. Remember the popcorn thing?
Like
with
those
like
big
3 different
tins?
types? Yeah.
Yeah, the big tins.
The
We
caramel
saw them at
corn,
Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So, in the conclusion of dicks versus vaginas,
I just don't think it has to be such a big contest. But apparently, when $50 million on the line, I guess I understand why. Just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Unless they're putting that $50 million back into the program. Probably not, though.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I mean, I could imagine the reason why the Girl Scouts are getting so upset is because they seem to be not doing well. And if the girls go to Boy Scouts, now it's going to be one organization that might put the Girl Scouts just out of everything. Scout cookies.
They better be Girl Scout cookies still, though. No matter what happens, no matter how this shakes out, they better be able to get Girl Scout cookies still.
I feel like a lot of times, like when things close or whatever, like companies go away, everyone's like, "Oh man, like shit." It's like, how much did you really support them when they were there? Though you're just like, man.
I like Girl Scout cookies, but I don't like buying them from the actual Girl Scouts. They're
I get them from a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Someone else will get them, or I'll get them from like
mom.
somewhere. But like when you're going to the grocery store and they'd like accost you, like, "Get my cookies!" Like, leave me alone. And spit at them. And
What kind of cookies do you get?
The ones with like they're like one side's like vanilla cookie and the other side's chocolate. They have a little drizzle on them. I don't know what they're called.
I never really bought Girl Scout cookies.
Mint, the mint ones.
Yeah,
and you
they're
put them
good.
in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And the caramel coconut ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know something interesting is you remember when we were kids and we played football, they had us do those postcards, those coupon cards.
never did it.
Cards.
Dude, I sold almost all of mine the
Really?
first day. And then you know what sucked is I hustled so hard because I wanted the Wii. They're giving out a Wii. I hustled
thought you said
so
something
hard.
else.
I left that practice with my cards and went to every door on the way home, on the way back.
And
I sold all my cards. And I won a fucking sweatshirt. And the kid, he won the Wii.
What?
his parents probably just paid.
I think it was like you had to sell 30 cards, and I sold 33 cards. And just in the raffle with me, he's the only other kid. No, it was Gary.
Oh, there was a raffle?
Yeah, it was like a raffle for like a Wii.
Oh, you didn't even like
Or a
win it
sweatshirt.
first?
And I got the sweatshirt.
Dude, that stinks.
I know. I still have it.
That's amazing that you hustled like
Hitting
that.
every single door on my way home.
It might have lasted longer than the Wii when you
Dude,
think about it.
At one point, there was a door I went to, and this lady opened the door. She was crying, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm selling these cards." She's like, "My sister just died." And I was like,
What
"Do you want me to
the
come back
hell?
later?" Or I'm just kidding. But yeah,
So are you buying?
yeah. So I left. Yeah.
I've had that working in phone centers for customer service. I would call people on like their husband accounts and be like, "My husband's been dead for 10 years."
Nah.
And then I'm just like, "I'm sorry." And just like they could like there's silence, like there's no compassion there. It's like, okay, bye. Like,
Man.
like, because how am I supposed to know that? Like, I didn't see it.
Yeah. How'd he die?
But they probably get that
For
a
sure.
lot, like
For
a
sure.
lot of calls. It's not like everyone just gets notified when someone dies.
No.
So if you have like your names on accounts, imagine like you're just like, okay, well, can I find out what you're calling about? Because I've had to do this. I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I need to get authorization to speak on this account. You know, so like someone who I called them about their dead husband.
Yeah.
They asked me why I call and I can't tell them.
Yeah.
You know, that's a shitty situation.
It's kind of a scary thought to think about, like being with someone your whole life and then they're dead.
It
Getting old is scary, bro.
It seems that a lot of times, like, it's not like all the time, but it's very common when you're like grow old with someone that when they die, like you die shortly after.
Wow.
I think that's weird.
I get pretty reckless, I'd imagine. Like,
I think-
be a grandpa just driving like boats.
Like when George H. Bush's wife died recently, like he's not doing well. Like
Yeah.
I kind of just expected him to die too.
I feel like mentally, just you give up.
You just shut down. Yeah, like you have no reason to live anymore. That sounds super sad, but like you feel that way because you base your whole life around like one person,
And then they're gone.
and then they're gone, and you're old and sick. It's like what are you fighting for? I feel like your body probably just shuts down. That's weird.
And that's another like thing about like if you get cancer or something. It's usually like you're doing okay, and then all of a sudden the news comes, and then all of a sudden your health goes down because mentally you're just like, I'm dying, but you might have been dying the whole time, but you just didn't know about it.
You know, in a weird way, I've always like this. I definitely enjoy life, but when you hear about those kinds of things, it's almost like I envy that freedom of knowing that you're not going to be around for long. Not, you know what I mean? Like knowing like you might have 6 months left. Like, just think about the freedom in that.
So
no
what
more
would you
student
do?
loans.
First thing you do today, you just got back. Found out the news.
I'd sell everything I have.
Okay.
Because I'd need some money, and I'd just focus on. I'd go see my family first. I'd go home.
Yeah.
I'd try to be with everybody for a while, and then leave. I'd just go. I'd want to do it by myself, to be honest. Like, I would want to look. If I was definitely at 6 months, I'd spend like that first 2 or 3 months with everybody, and really just like try to soak that in, and then I'll just go off on my own. Honestly, as weird as it sounds, like I would love to just go to another country and just backpack and walk around and be by myself.
Sounds lonely. Well, plus you'd probably be sick, so it's not like you can do a bunch.
It'd be
stuff.
hard
for
for me to be with my family.
Sorry to just like expose.
No, I
that.
get what you're
That's what I
saying.
was thinking when you're saying that.
I'm picturing in my head. I'm picturing 6 months of like health, and then
you just die.
Another few months of like shitty health.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know why. I just would want to be by myself for a while.
Yeah.
And just wander.
I mean, have you ever like
Climb trees.
visited like sick people in the hospital?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Dude.
Super sad.
Dude, my grandfather had cancer in his kidneys. I think it was.
It sounds painful.
So he was like slowly going, and they did like all these surgeries and stuff. It was weird because I stopped wanting to see him because he wasn't the same person. He was very like he was very out of it. And so it was one time I actually one of the last times I went to go see him. I gave him a hug, and he was like wouldn't let me go. And he's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here!" Like he whispered in my ear and trying to like get out of the bed, like use me to get out of the bed. Yeah, it was funny as hell.
Damn.
But he just didn't want to be there anymore, and like that's not. I'd rather like
I
cough
definitely
up a lung in
want
the
to be
jungle
sitting in a
and
bed.
die in the jungle on the floor than like die in the bed.
Jungle death.
Jungle death.
Be kind of scary too.
The jungle or the bed?
Jungle. Yeah, it's not
dude,
comfortable.
I feel like it'd be
you-
easier to go out that way for
If
sure.
you know you've only got 3 months left, imagine the shit you would step up to do. Like
Right.
just get,
old man strength.
Red Dead Redemption, dude.
what about it?
Nonstop.
Oh, you just play the video game? Just beat it? Yeah, I feel like you could beat it in like 3 days and then just be like, shit.
Here's a question: if you knew you were gonna pass, like, is there an apology that you'd want to go make?
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
No.
Not even a single apology anywhere.
To
Nothing.
me personally, like if there's really like an apology that you can only tell someone when you're dying, like you should tell them, just get that off your chest.
Fair enough.
Depending, I don't know on the circumstances, but like I don't have anything like that because I try to give apologies when they're due. You know, like I don't have any like deep down like I feel terrible about this, but I don't know. I would just rather do that while I'm here alive, you know, because then you get to see them forgive you or not, just knowing that you would at least apologize. My opinion.
Yeah, I would apologize. Probably to my father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
Not for the fact that like I blame myself for some of the stuff that happened between us, but I was an asshole too.
Yeah.
You know, to the certain extent, like we were just both assholes to each other. Not that I'm like being pitiful on myself, but the fact that like, hey man, I get it. Like I was a teenager too, and we just didn't get along, and I'm sorry for some of the shit I did say. Stuff like that, which does sucks that I would have to be dying to say that.
Yeah.
But I'm very prideful. But I am,
Yeah.
as I get older, I'm coming to more conclusions with myself on like,
Yeah.
I'm a douche sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like straight up. Some of the things I do sometimes are just like,
It's good to
why
be able to
would I
admit that,
do
though.
that?
So if you knew that you were dying, you feel like some of that would go away, where you don't have to like keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to. Yeah, I guess
Because you said it's a pride thing.
it is a pride thing, big time.
Like you want him to apologize first. If he apologized to you, would you apologize to him?
Maybe not right away, just because I don't want it to be like a conversation where we're just sorry.
Yeah.
Like
everything's all good.
yeah. If he did apologize to me, that would be huge. Yeah, in my life, I
Good
guess.
first step.
Yeah, and maybe like sobered up and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, just something that I've been thinking about recently, just like of relationships that might have been fucked up in my life.
Yeah.
You know, give you some closure.
Yeah, I've had that a lot. Actually, you know, just more and more as you get older. I think you think about the way some things panned out, maybe not in the best light, like with relationships in general. and you kind of start to like think about like maybe it wasn't all their fault.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're in that situation, you can only blame them. Like, this didn't work because they didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But then when you get older, it's like, man, like I could have done a lot of things differently too. Not necessarily like regret, but just realization where it might make you better in the future. That's the way I look at it for sure.
You know, it's weird to think about those moments when, like, you think about, like, just for friendships or relationships when they don't work out. You think about all the shit that's happened to you in your life before that moment that led up to you deciding to be a certain way or act a certain way in a situation.
Definitely.
And you just, like, you don't see it as unfair because in the moment you truly believe it. But when you get to reflect, you're like, oh, I did this because I did this. I've tried to, like, really get better at that, being able to understand, like, that there's two parts to my brain. There's a part that I'm actively thinking, like, this is what I want to say, this is what I want to do. And then there's a part that just does things that influences the other part of my brain.
Goes on,
so like, sometimes I'll react to something a certain way, and then like later on I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I probably did that because of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's something that I deal with because, like, say I'm just in the spur of the moment, I'm mad, and I say some shit, I'll just be like, what the fuck did I say? And then I'm like, holy shit. And what also helps me is, like, CBD, dude, and, like, smoking.
Yeah.
It helps me reflect. Because I'm just like, why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah.
Imagine how many people like that are currently like in the criminal justice system, like, you know, how many of their actions were kind of subconsciously decided by their past.
Yeah.
And like, then, you know, instead of like helping them with like therapy and stuff like that, you're just like make them think about what they did that was wrong because of something that, you know, that happened to them. Like, you hear about news a lot of times that comes out about people who, like Aaron Hernandez, for example, you know, he was the NFL Patriots player. He killed, 2 people, allegedly.
Oh, shit.
But he, this news came out recently that he was, like, molested as a kid and stuff. And, you know, he was, like, grew up in a bad neighborhood, so he, like, felt like he had to be in a gang and stuff. So, like, what he did was terrible. But, like, there was, like you said, there's so much leading up to that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't control all of that when you're, especially when you're young, you're so impressionable.
So
like,
impressive.
We talked about that in the past in the show. Like, you just like subconsciously learn things and like form into the person that you are. So if you like are in a gang and getting molested like young, like that's gonna fuck you up later.
Yeah. Or else you're around anger and like fear and anxiety and things like that. Like it shapes you. And who is to say like? So, do you think what he obviously what he did was wrong? But then to what extent what do you do with those people?
It's too bad that a lot of times it's too late for people to get help in that situation. Like, I think it would have been great if he could have got help while he was in prison, but he killed himself. Like he hung himself in his prison cell with like bed sheets.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
No, yeah, he just didn't want to live, and I think a lot of that goes back to his mental issues.
Oh, easily.
Like, to be able to do that, like, you have to have, you know, a level of depression.
Yeah.
You know,
and your brain levels are probably off big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
You know, this actually is really good. I want to do one of our questions we got from a fan. You guys down? You ready? This is actually a very good segue into this. Cool. All right, guys. So we have a piece of fan mail here. It says, "Hey Jab, I have really bad anxiety and depression. It comes and goes, but sometimes I just feel like I can't shake the cloud over my head. I've had a friend suggest smoking pot. She does it often and says it helps a lot. The problem is my husband is very anti-drug. I'd like to try it, but I also don't want to upset him. Any ideas? Sincerely, all out of options." I love this question.
This is a big one.
You know, I feel like her husband's perception of weed, at least. You know, some people, if he's thinking about other stuff, obviously that's, you know, there's different cases, but of weed, I feel like it's he has a weird perception of it that's not accurate. Yeah. Like maybe he sees it as something that's more of a hardcore drug than it really is.
Well, I mean, you look at the whole market before, like, the past 2 years, it's all been marketing. Like, remember the commercial where you're melting in the couch and shit? Yeah. Like, that's probably what he sees.
That was only like 2000. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, everything has been marketed towards you to, like, hate it and it's bad for you and it's going to kill you. It's like heroin, all this fucking crazy shit.
You know, I haven't even really thought about that, but, like, there's a noticeable decrease in those commercials of, like, pot being bad for you.
Well, okay, so with her case, I think that, like, if your husband can't see that it can benefit you and make you happier and feel better, like, that's not fair for him to make the assumption that something is so bad for you that even if it can help you feel better than what you feel right now, that you shouldn't do it. Also, it begs the question is, like, why is he so against it? You know, like, did something happen? Did he have like a bad experience? Or,
I mean,
it's just perception.
Some people aren't like super open to the idea of like breaking the law, and like currently like that is still an illegal activity.
You know how crazy it is? I don't even think about the law. It's weird. I never think about that. Am I breaking the law? Like I never think about that.
Right.
Well, in the Harris County, you can get pulled over with a certain amount now, and you'll be okay.
I think it's 2 ounces, right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of weed.
But it's still
just, like,
it's still a misdemeanor.
It is
like you're still breaking the law. Like it's not legal.
Breaking the law.
So like for some people that might be a big issue for them.
True.
You don't really think about it, but there are people that do the speed limit, and there are people that just like follow rules.
In Texas?
Maybe not Texas.
I'm just joking.
But like, there are a lot of people who live their life by following rules that were given to them. So to someone to say that they don't want their like significant other to break the law, that might just be that,
Yeah, that's true.
Another thing, like, she was asking us if we think she should try it.
She was asking how to talk to him about it.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'd like to try it, but I also don't want to upset him. Any ideas?
Yeah, I would see what his experience was with it. Maybe he knows some pothead who like doesn't have a job, sitting on the couch that he grew up with, or his friend is. That's probably what the closest thing to that situation is. I know a lot of successful people who smoke marijuana and do maybe even worse things. But there are alternatives too, like CBD oils and stuff like that. Like I go to Hello Ned. You can go to helloned.com and it is legal. The THC is out of it. So you're just getting the CBD, and the CBD is the one thing that's been shown in studies with like your brain, your dopamine and things like that. It's a concentrate of it, so you get all the benefits from depression. Some people use it for anxiety. Some people use it for your metabolism, because some people can't eat because they're like borderline anorexic and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that the human body is made from the CBD plant that's in your brain that could benefit you.
I'm glad you said that. I was thinking about that. Like, there are actually like receptors in your brain to receive that, to receive CBD.
Right, because
it's built inside of you.
If you because the reason why you get high from it is because there's something in your brain that picks up on that receptor, which means that we're all connected in that way. So it does help.
Yeah, I think, and I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here, because I don't think it's wrong for her to try it, but just like putting myself, because in someone's shoes sometimes helps you solve a problem.
Helps you walk down the street.
So he might think it's bad because one, it is illegal, and also there's a lot of stigmas because a lot of companies still won't allow you to smoke
That's
weed.
true.
And
Very
like
true.
it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, how like when people think of people who smoke weed, they think of like the loser bum, like just like a smoke and do nothing and just besides eat and sit on the couch all day. Like,
Dude,
you don't really think about doing that and still being productive. So I think that fear probably is stemmed from stigmas and what people think of what pot does to you.
it's very true.
Also, I think that like being married, I feel that a big part of your responsibility as a partner is to like understand that sometimes you need to be selfless. And is it worth you being, like depressed and anxious all the time for your husband to be content and nothing to change? Or does he have to get a little bit out of his comfort zone in order for you to feel better and for him to understand and be open-minded about it?
Yeah, I can say my personal experience, like I was against it for 5 years. Like I stopped and just didn't do anything. And in high school, I did it all the time. And
wait, 5 years before high school? You're like 6.
No,
He was not 6.
I stopped
9?
when I was like 19.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were like 5 years and then high school, and I was like, what the fuck?
No, I stopped smoking out of high school.
3rd grade was wild, man.
Yeah.
Because I looked down on it. And I was like, I looked at it as like a drug, and it's going to make me a loser and a nobody and stuff like that.
Can I ask you something? Did you change your vice?
My vice?
Your vice. Like
Like
when
what
you
vice?
stopped smoking, is there something else that you started doing?
Yeah, I drank heavily.
Yeah.
Not heavily, like I was dead, but I definitely drank a lot of wine and things like that.
Yeah,
Not to where I couldn't function, but it was like a nightly thing. I gained a lot of weight.
Yeah,
just
I
wasn't
know.
happy. Just horrible.
I found one of Alex's fat pictures the other day, and I saved it on my phone because it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Boys got chins, son.
Chins. Yeah, so then recently I started up again, and it's helped me self-reflect. It helped me with my anxiety, my depression, all that stuff. I'm definitely able to, maybe it doesn't make it better, but helps me look at it in a different way.
I think it sounds like the benefit for you is like it helps you compartmentalize things in your life.
There you go.
Like to sort things apart and look at them from a stance and not being in it, but away from it and out it.
One thing I was going to say when you had mentioned, that's why I asked if she asked if we thought she should try it. like to be careful because if you smoke like weed with the THC in it, there's a chance that you could get paranoid and your anxiety could get worse.
Yeah, for sure.
The CBD definitely I think could be a good option. But just if you are going to do it with the THC in it, just be careful because if you don't smoke and you smoke like a full blunt by yourself, like it might turn out really bad.
Yeah,
and we were talking about how events can lead into later trauma and stuff like that. Like if you get that high and you don't smoke, like it's gonna fuck you up maybe a little more.
That's very true. Yeah, there's certain ways I would recommend either doing it with someone who's well informed so that they can monitor and just kind of see how much you're doing and things like that, and they know. Also the CBD route, no THC, so you won't get high at all. You're just basically gonna feel the benefits of the plant, and that's I think the biggest thing with that.
So all out of options, I think here's your best route. Talk to your husband and try to understand why he looks at it that way and what it is that's giving him that negative connotation of marijuana. Talk to him. Maybe if you have your friend that smokes, talk to her or him or whatever, and figure out, like, hey, can you introduce me to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, give me one hit or something like that, or something just like to get you eased into it around someone who's experienced who can kind of talk to you. Because, like, personally, do you guys remember when we were in high school? I had that boat in my garage.
Yeah.
So I had this boat in my garage, and we never used it. It was just there all the time, and we'd always sit in it and smoke. And like, I'd smoked a blunt one time to myself in the boat, and I was listening to music. And in the song, there are gunshots, and I freaked out. Like, I was so... I couldn't get my heart rate to stop. But it's just, like, a weird moment for me. So it's good to, like... That was too much, Find someone that's not going to give you too much.
And, like, a controlled setting, comfortable, no anxiety. Like, you're not stressed out about something or something's in the room. Like, I have a dog, and sometimes if I do smoke and my dog's just running back and forth, obviously I'm going to be like, what the fuck is going on? I have a little concoction that I do for myself. So I'll do L-theanine, which is derived from green tea. It's like the soothe energy that you get from that. It actually helps calm you down. And then I'll also smoke, so I don't get the full-fledged of the paranoia and stuff like that if I do end up smoking a little bit more than I should.
Yeah. We hope to help you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I hope, give us some feedback. If you guys get to talk about it and things work out, let us know. We'd love to update everybody. This episode of The Jab has been brought to you by Dodals. Dodals is a really cool app where you can go and put your animations in and sell them to people, or you can use it to buy other people's animations and create your own little cartoons and comic strips and different stuff for marketing. It's pretty cool. I've only used a couple different things on it so far, so I'm not super like into it yet, but it's cool. I like it, and they sponsor
Maybe
us.
You could be the next Marvel.
Maybe. Stan Lee's gone. Jordan's up next.
Hey.
Jordan Lee.
It's an open market.
Yeah. Check out Dodals in the App Store.
On this week's segment of Dude,
Bro,
What?
we had your man's R. Kelly wilding out at his show. He's on stage, front row.
Keep wiping me.
He was singing and telling girls to wipe. Originally, I think it started off with sweat on his forehead.
No, he asked him to wipe his tongue.
Oh, man.
You don't want your tongue to be wet.
Yeah, so they wiped his tongue, and at this point, you got to understand, like, okay, this is a little fucked up.
Yeah.
And then he stood up, and he's like, keep wiping me. And then they started, like, rubbing his dick and stuff like that. There was no towel involved at this point. It's just R. Kelly wilding out.
Just R. Kelly wilding out, man.
And what you got to think is, like, at this point, like, those must be some diehard R. Kelly fans. Like, after everything that's come out about him, like,
Did he just have a baby with a 14-year-old?
He got her pregnant. I think it's on the way. Yeah. It's still,
but it's cool,
like it was weird in 90 whatever when R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 14. That was like 20 years ago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, still going for the same girls. He's like Matthew McConaughey and Dazed and Confused. Like,
one thing I like about high school girls is I keep getting older and they stay the same age.
All right.
Right.
So like that's him in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still chasing high school girls. He could have like. Even maybe before this, like he could have had any girl he wanted.
He probably still could. Most girls.
Yeah, it's
dude.
sad.
He peed on people. Peed.
Yeah. That's not a deal breaker for
R.
me.
Kelly's unstoppable.
Peeing on someone? Nothing.
What?
Have you ever thought about peeing on somebody?
Hell yeah.
There's got to be something to it.
I don't think that would be a deal breaker for me if like
if a girl
like
peed on
no
you?
no no if Beyonce like has a pee fetish and then she want to have sex with me, like I don't think I'd be like, no, Beyonce, I can't.
Would you let her pee on you?
Yeah, I would.
On your face?
Beyonce.
Sure. Dude, it's Peeyonce.
Oh.
It would be gross, but I mean, it's Beyonce. Sure? Yeah, I'd do it. You wouldn't?
Let Beyonce pee
You're
on
gonna
my
say
face?
no to Beyonce if she's like, let me pee on you?
I think I would do it for the story.
Yeah.
Just to be like, Beyonce
Right.
peed on me.
Miss
Beyonce
Knowles?
peed on me.
Save a little
Please
bit
don't
in my
pee
ear.
on me.
Save a little scoop of it in
So
my ear
I mean,
and sell it.
what do you think about R. Kelly? Do you think like him on stage was that wild? Like, were you not expecting that to happen?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like I'm just not surprised with it.
It's crazy how smooth and his like confidence he is,
Yeah.
even though he
can do
knows,
anything.
yeah, he can do anything. Doesn't he have like a cult? Why
Yeah.
isn't anybody stopping this man?
He's got women kidnapped at his house.
This guy's a James Bond villain, and we're just letting it happen.
Nothing is
That would be
happening.
that'd be
I'd
good
watch-
ass James Bond movie.
Yeah,
Picture R. Kelly's documentary.
And he could just win people over.
Like
Dude,
in-
R. Kelly's documentary would be crazy.
Like when they find out the real story behind everything.
Yeah.
He could do like a tell-all book, and it would be bestseller on the
millions.
shelves for a long time.
well, I think that tell-all thing is weird. Did you see that Instagram girl, Brittany something? She just had that book she wrote about like Colin Kaepernick made her fly out, pay for her own ticket to fly out there to fuck him.
Like,
it's just
yeah.
like I don't know. I think it's just weird. It's like it's just you're building your empire off of
Just other
Famous
people's.
dick.
Yeah.
But like doing the Instagram thought book versus like R. Kelly, like crazy cult stories, like,
Yeah.
it's a little different. I would read the R. Kelly book. Well, I don't really like reading. I
Audible.
listen to the audiobook, yeah.
I'd watch the porn based on the book.
this episode's from Audible.
Trapped in a Closet, part
Yeah.
72.
Do you think he asked if he could pee on them first, or if he just did it?
Hell no, dude.
Like snuck up on them and peed on them?
Did you see the way
Apparently there's a
he
video.
was telling them to wipe his tongue
Yeah.
off? He doesn't ask.
That's weird.
Wipe my tongue.
He's scary.
He's a
like,
singer. You would think you have to have a wet palate
Yeah.
to sing.
and wipe my tongue. That was with his dry tongue. But yeah, I don't know. It's the pee thing was a long time ago too. Like a lot's happened.
He's definitely peeing on people still.
Yeah. Like,
You
that
don't
doesn't
pee on
go
someone
away.
once and quit.
I learned
Oh
my
my
lesson.
God.
Yeah.
And now it's a thing. I'm sure girls are
Well, I don't think it's against a lot of pee on people.
like after Chappelle
Yeah.
came out with it.
Yeah.
Like that's his
They probably
trademark.
want to get peed on. Like, pee on me, kills.
Yeah.
Robert.
The girls were reaching for him.
Yeah, no, that didn't look like forceful at all. But
You know what I hate though? Okay. Yeah. You know what I think is stupid is like if that was a female artist on stage and dudes just reaching up grabbing her boobs, like it'd be like so inappropriate.
Yeah. We watched 99 Woodstock
yeah.
and people grabbing boobs in the crowd, not even asking.
Oh yeah, they would cut to the crowd and there was like girls on shoulders, just like boobs out, and just random dudes
Yeah.
just like grabbing boobs.
Rage Against Machines playing. Someone's grabbing boobs in the crowd,
Kid Rock, hella boob grabs at Kid Rock.
and no one said anything.
Yeah.
That was just like I hope like it keeps getting better. Like there's still a lot of like less people like with the unwanted touching.
I've seen that before though, like dudes in clubs and stuff just kind of like grabbing.
Just grab.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I've
it's
seen
not
that
gone,
before, yeah.
but like I feel like people are a little more conscious now, and like I feel it sucks, but a lot of people just don't want to get caught doing it.
Yeah.
you know, like they just don't want anyone to call them out, and then after they're like, "Oh, I wish I never did it," but like them doing it isn't the problem. It's just they don't want to get caught, which kind of sucks. But maybe installing fear into people is a good start. People should over time realize that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like when you make something that's not illegal to like scare people from doing it, maybe over time they start to like get like that moral feeling.
Code.
Yeah, just like, or their kids, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't do this. It's like, oh, okay, I won't do it.
I need a verdict. Is this creepy or not? I was like, at a party one time and I just got a new phone and I didn't really know how to use it. And
Who
there was
dis?
this girl standing in front of me and my friend was standing on the other side of the table and he's always talked about this girl's butt. So I was like, I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to him for fun. And I put my phone up and I snapped a picture of it and the flash went off. And like the whole room turned and looked at me. And she's like, did you take a picture of my ass? And I was like, no, I didn't. And I was like deleting it.
Yeah.
Was that creepy? Was that creepy? It felt weird.
I mean,
What happened after?
She kind of just went back to playing the game.
Not a
and my
big
friend
deal.
was lost his shit on the other side of the table.
like laughing.
Yeah, it was Sam.
I want to say like it's funny because you guys are friends and like
Yeah.
it's worth a laugh, but then
It is creepy.
I don't know
for
how
her
she
end.
felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people, everyone has like smartphones and cameras on them at all times, and you see people like posting videos of just random people in public, and a lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily like a butt, but like when you're being filmed without permission,
Yeah.
like that's kind of creepy in itself.
And depending on the girl, I know some girls that like to be like, if you talk about their butt and shit, they're like, oh, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
they like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
like-
I don't know.
Praising the ass.
Is
I'm gonna start a cult of butt worship.
Praise the ass.
R. Kelly? Does he have anything to do with this cult?
No. Is he the leader of the cult, or is it a cult based around him?
I'm pretty sure they're just like girls like trapped at his house,
Yeah.
and they like tried to like their parents are worried about them. And R. Kelly's just like, no, nothing going wrong at my house. No cult here. Scary, right?
Opens the door. Officers, no cult here.
Mhm. Yeah, there's just girls like running around in the back, and it's worse because they're all young.
Yeah.
like they're young girls just hanging out at R. Kelly's house. That sounds occulty.
He took away their phone and everything. One of the girls and like trapped her there, and she couldn't leave.
Yeah, that's scary.
You know, one time when I was getting my haircut, and there was a guy in the barbershop talking about this dude was at least 40, right? And he was talking about this girl who was 15 driving her out to like Chicago with him and like hooking up with her, and then leaving her there. Like he was talking, like bragging about it.
Leaving a 15-year-old girl in Chicago?
He was like bragging about like how hot she was and like leaving her there. And
all of that's fucked up.
Dude, in the barbershop. Like nobody stopped him and said anything. He was just like talking about it. And I was like 17 or 18. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I'd seen him around like here and there after that, and he's just a bad man, like a bad dude.
You said he was like 40?
He's at least 40. Damn. Well, he's black, so it's hard to tell sometimes. So he's 30 to 40 years old, in between that range. Definitely closer to 40. Maybe even 60. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Do you feel that like people should be punished after the fact for that? You know, like
for sure.
But you wouldn't feel right about going to like the police and telling
No, I wish I was like old enough and big enough to just like put him in his place right there.
Yeah,
you know? Like that.
right.
That's what I wish would have happened.
Like,
but nobody said anything, and there were people around that were like obviously like probably could have took him, you know, if they wanted to. But even the barber just kind of like went about cutting the hair.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
That would have been funny if you just like stopped cutting his hair like halfway through.
Punched him in the face.
Yeah, just told him to leave. He's got like half a haircut.
Oh.
Yeah, I just, you know, when you can, even if you could fight him or whatever, like that does nothing for the girl or like her parents, you know?
I don't know. Do you think she'd feel better if she saw him walking around with a big black eye and a busted up face? Like, that'd be some sort of something.
Yeah, but like unless like she knows that that's why it happened, and or like you told her like, hey, I fucked him up for you. Like I feel like that doesn't really do anything, you know? Like maybe he'll think about the next time he does it.
Nah, he probably wouldn't.
Maybe you're the Marvel character.
Superhero just beating up like old creepy dudes.
Old
that would be a
pervs.
dope superhero.
Yeah.
That could work in 2018 too. Like,
I hate how old dudes just get a pass to act however they want to. Like
R. Kelly,
dude. So my girlfriend was in the gym and she was working out with her sister, and this old dude was just moving around to like watch them and you just stare at them.
Yikes!
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
That happens a lot in gyms.
Yeah, it's
for
weird,
girls.
bro.
You know what made me feel good recently was Sylvia was pulling up to the apartment, and one of my homeboys lives here, and he was with his buddy in the car. And the buddy was like catcalling. He's like, "Hey, what up, baby?" Like all this stuff. And then homeboy hit him in the chest and was like, "Nah, don't do it." That's how much pull I got around here. Don't fuck with me.
Shit?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. That literally made me feel like the shit.
That's cool.
I'm definitely at the point now where like if it's gonna like if one of my friends is gonna do something problematic and I see it happening, like I will stop them before it happens. Like
no,
that too.
you won't.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
I would too.
You're talking out your ass.
No, I would. If you're like, hey, I'm gonna go grab the girl's butt without me asking her, I'd be like, no, don't. That's fucked up. There's no way I'd be like, do it. No
and what
way.
if Jordan did?
You're such a lying ass.
I would tell Jordan that what he did was wrong, and I'd be mad at him. You don't think that I would do that?
I think that it depends. I think that like for an example, like obviously like going up and grabbing a girl's boob, like I think that's something you'd say.
Yeah.
But if we were like out and one of your friends was like, I'm gonna go punch this guy in the face, and you felt any bit of turned up and any sort of little bit of instigated, I think you'd roll right with him.
I'm not really into conflict like that. I think I would try to stop it because like I don't want to get into a fight. I don't want to charge.
I think if you had a partner with you and someone who, if it was a groupman thing, I think you would definitely fight.
I feel that you have this like different idea of me than I have of myself. Like I feel like I'm a pretty like peaceful, respectful person, and like you said like before, like you've seen that I've gotten into fights.
You try to pick fights with me every time you drink around me.
No, I think that's how you perceve it happening. You get really
You've told
aggressive.
me about this. If you're like,
No,
I'm
that was
surprised you
the-
never hit me back. That was feel special.
That was the old me.
That was like all right.
That was the old me.
All right.
Brock's changed.
I got it out.
Didn't he beat you up?
Never.
Oh, it happened. No, I never beat Jordan up, but it was just like it used to be fun, and now it's not fun, so I stopped.
Yeah.
So I don't do that anymore. That was the old me.
You know, it's hard because like, is there a line with that? Like,
Does R. Kelly
Like
say that was old
catcalling?
me?
no. Well, yeah, obviously catcalling, but like, how far would you interfere with somebody making a decision that you don't
Oh,
agree
like
with, like a friend?
a stranger or
friend.
a friend. Obviously, you know there are a lot of like variables, like you mentioned. You know, it kind of depends. But if I think like it's gonna like be disrespectful, not only am I like protecting a girl from that situation, but I'm also protecting my friends from like getting themselves in a shitty situation. Like you can see now, like things come out about people, and it doesn't help them at all. Like you can lose your job and shit over that. Like I wouldn't want that to happen to you guys. And I mean, like first, like it's fucked up. Like you shouldn't do it.
Well, I'm not specifically talking about like grabbing
Girls.
a boob. I'm more talking
Just
about
stupid
like
decisions.
a bad decision.
Bad
in general.
decisions. I think you're supposed to, in my opinion, like think about decisions with the end in mind, and not just like what you're doing
In the moment.
Yeah, like you try to think about what's going to happen after. So like that's number one, I think, with decision making. But
Yeah, and I think as I get older, I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like as you get older, you start to see there's more responsibility of being a friend than just being like a person who lets people do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like, you got to put it down.
Even strangers, like, I don't feel super uncomfortable about like offering that advice if I think it's going to be harmful to them. If it's like super personal, maybe I'll let them make their own mistakes. But I like have no problem saying like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Personally, like people I like just meet at work and stuff like that. They're like, oh, talk about things a certain way. It's like that's just kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I don't really tolerate that anymore. 'Cause
I have a
I don't
problem
want that
with
around me.
confrontation.
Yeah.
That's my issue. Like, not that I've been in a
Sorry.
crazy. Yeah, so I'm not good with confrontation, especially in those situations because I don't like having a scene made.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to confront someone. But I also haven't been in a situation where someone's going to do something crazy that I was like, if I don't confront them, this could be like really bad.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been in those type of situations.
I guess it just kind of depends on the situation.
In this episode, the big takeaway is learning that sometimes being in love or caring for somebody or just being in a relationship with anybody in general is about being really selfless. Life is a little bit more complicated than the surface area of things. So sometimes someone might say one thing and mean another. They might do one thing and mean another. Or they might pee on you like they're R. Kelly.
Hey, sometimes you got to self-reflect
Yeah.
and live like you're dying.
Yeah, live like you're dying. I like it.
All right. As always, this is Breezy Rando.
This is People Call Me Jay.
Young Al, stay cool, Houston.
Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab.
My whole crew out.